Whoops, forgot to mute or unmute my mic. How's it going, chat? How's it going? Happy Monday. Hope y'all are having a great Monday. Low-key, my Monday was actually surprisingly good. Like, I woke up today and I actually wanted to be awake, which is crazy. That is a very rare feeling. I actually think it's because of daylight savings. Daylight savings was this Sunday, so normally whenever I sleep in, normally before daylight savings, I'd sleep till 8:30, and that's when I would naturally wake up. But I wake up at 7:30 for work. But because of daylight savings, 7:30 is now what used to be 8:30. So I woke up to my alarm and wasn't tired. It was such a great feeling. I got up, took a shower, just did all my morning routine. I was so incredibly happy. Then when I got to work, everything was normal. Talked to coworkers a bit more, all of that random bullshit. I mean, I can't complain. It's whatever. Work is work. Then got home, had a great dinner. Talked to a friend I hadn't talked to in a month, on a good long call. It was a great time. I really cannot complain. It was great. Oh, I also learned about color correction. My camera on my stream, I guess you right there, camera, was not looking good at all. And then I learned that you can actually put a color correction filter on OBS, so it looks so much better, in my opinion. Daylight savings made me sleep for 12 hours Sunday. Jesus. Wait. Hello, Blair Bandits. So do you normally sleep 11 hours, or was that just a lucky coincidence? Because that's an insanely long amount of time to sleep for. I'm not even gonna lie. That is huge, 11 hours. Maybe because I'm so work-pilled. For reference, I've been working since... I've essentially had a full-time job since I was 20, I guess. The only time being I had a 3-month stint this summer when I graduated where I wasn't employed. But for the last 3.5 years, I've worked full-time. So... I'm pretty used to sleeping around 7 to 8 hours a day. Previous night I got an hour or two of sleep. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. That'll make you sleep a long time. I'll give you that. When I went to a visit to a university, I won't tell the name because it'd be kind of inappropriate to do so, but when I visited a university, they flew me in and I hung out there and then I flew out. And the day that I had to fly out, the flight was at 5 a.m., so I was getting picked up at 4 a.m. from my hotel. And so I didn't see the point in sleeping. So the day before, had gone drinking with friends that I'd made at the place. Then I woke up at 8 a.m. that day. So I got maybe 5 hours of sleep and was a little hungover. Then I stayed up the full time till the 4 a.m. So that was about 24, or not 24 hours, but close to 16 hours. Then I flew back, had my friend take me to Popeyes, because I really wanted Popeyes. He picked me up from the airport as well, I paid for it. But I bought him Popeyes and bought me Popeyes. Ate that, and then I went to my apartment, and it was 11 a.m. at this point, and I went to bed, and I remember I woke up at 7 p.m., and I existed for a couple hours, and then I went back to bed and didn't wake up till 10 a.m. the next day. I'm pretty sure I got close to 14 hours of sleep that... I don't even know if you call it a day anymore. It was just a period where all I did was sleep. But it was so good, I loved it. It was such a good time. But yeah, alright, well... I was planning on doing something for today's stream. Well, actually, I was planning two things. One was I was going to play A Hat in Time, but the price of A Hat in Time is $30. And your boy just paid rent, so he doesn't really want to put $30 on a video game. So I'm not playing that. At least not for now. Maybe in the middle of the month when I get my next paycheck, we'll think about it. But $30 is a big commitment at the moment. So I was gonna do that. And another thing I was gonna do is I got sent an email asking to play a game as a test. And I thought it was so funny. The guy is trying to scam me. I'm pretty sure it's a scam email, right? They're trying to like get backdoor access to my computer or something. But they're asking me to play this demo game. So I was gonna play that, but in order to do that, I have to set up a virtual machine because I don't want to fuck up my computer. I think I'm just gonna use Windows Sandbox, but I haven't really figured out how to use that yet because I've been busy. So for now, we're not doing that. So instead, I'm gonna be playing Monkey Ball today because I can emulate it for free. Ads, and you should do it if they offer money. They didn't offer money. That's the thing. They literally just emailed me, so it's not really possible to do so. Yeah, I mean, literally all they did was I mean, I can pull up the email. Let me pull it up. Let me actually. Okay. Yeah. I'm opening this very sparingly. Yeah, so here we go. All right, and then if I go here, perfect. Okay, cool. I didn't want to dox myself, so I'm being very, very careful with how I pull this up. But yeah, so literally, I got this email from Fabrizio Spararo, and he sent me an email asking me, hello, I saw your Twitch channel and thought it's the perfect fit for the new Lumara demo. It could bring something new to your channel, making you among the first streamers to play this hidden gem. Lumara is an atmospheric puzzle adventure that takes you into corrupted abyss as a lone anglerfish. You will uncover forgotten knowledge, confront mutated creatures, interact with the environment, and wield your light to push back shadows and corruption. The first demo of Lumara was just released this week on stream. I'd love for you to try it out and share your underwater journey with your audience. Play the Steam demo here. It's about 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, and it also says see you in the depths of the ocean. I didn't even notice that the first time I read it. So, they did not offer me money, which is fine. I don't care. I'm not asking for money. However, what's interesting about this is normally when what's interesting about this email is, one, I'm not a big streamer. Let's be real. I get maybe 2 or 3 viewer average, which is fine. I'm very happy with that. But there's no reason I should be getting emails asking for sponsorships of any sort. So that's one reason I thought it was kind of funny. Second is, so I have 2 emails. One I use for my Twitch channel, which is, let me turn down the music a bit. There we go. So the email I use for my Twitch channel, I get spammed with stupid ads and stuff all the time. However, I have a email linked at the bottom of my About page on Twitch. Let me see if I can pull it up without accidentally doxing myself real quick. Let me switch scenes. So the email I have, ads are done, sweet. The email I have at the About section on my Twitch is a completely separate email. Let me show it. There we go. Okay, cool. So I can go back here. So I have this email right here. It's called Email for Business Inquiries. This email is fully separate from everywhere else on the internet. This is the only place you can find this email on the internet. I do not use it for anything other than checking email. Like, literally, that's it. It's only used for this. It is a separate email from my Twitch email. So normally, I get most of my spam email to my Twitch account email, which is fine. I don't care. But this guy actually sent this email to my business email, which tells me one of 2 things. One, he's either a real person, and I'll get into it later, but like I did a really deep dive into this person. I know where they live. Like I do know where the person who at least sent me this lives. But 2, he probably used a bot to find me, which is fine. But I was low-key impressed that they had a bot that can go through an About section on Twitch and find this. So I was kind of impressed by that. So with that, so I was low-key thinking, wow, Soccer Rush, I'll get into it very sparingly, but basically I used his name and did a lot of reverse back, and then eventually I found his not his company, but his personal Steam profile, and using his personal Steam profile, I was able to find out where he lives. Which is, it is very stalkery. I'm not gonna pretend it isn't. But that's how we got here. That's how we got here. Because I was just genuinely intrigued by who is the person who actually went out of their way to email me through my personal email, you know? No one does that. So I was honestly very impressed. But because of that, because of the fact that I haven't installed a Windows Sandbox yet, I'm not gonna be playing this. Although I do want to play it on stream eventually. I think it'd be kind of fun. So, with that, I am going to be playing a different game. One that I played when I was a kid, which is Monkey Ball. Now, when I was a kid, I grew up with phones like every other fucking Gen Z kid. Not me personally having a phone, although I did have a phone probably a little too young, to be honest. But I used to play games on my mom's phone whenever I would go to like my sister's, mainly her basketball games is what I would go to. And so when I would go to her basketball games, here we go, I'm switching to game scene. Perfect. When I would go to her basketball games, what would end up happening is I would be bored because I was a kid, obviously. As most kids are. And she would let me play Monkey Ball on her phone, which was great. I loved it. Oh my god, this is so loud. 1 second, we're gonna... Wait. Okay, wait, how do I... Oh. You're telling me there's no volume settings. Oh, there might not be volume settings. Okay, this is... Wait, okay, this is definitely an old game. Okay, well, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to our volume mixer. Oh, thank God. There we go. Okay, cool. Now I can actually hear. That's what we need. So, when I went to my sister's games, mainly basketball games, I obviously hated it because I'm like a 5-6-year-old kid. And so my mom would let me play Monkey Ball on her phone, and so I loved the game. And then when I got a little bit older, my dad had a GameCube, and he bought Monkey Ball, this game specifically. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to play this. And I fucking hated it because it was so incredibly difficult as a kid. And so I never completed it. And for a long time, I thought I hated the game. But nowadays, I was like, oh, I saw it on the ROMs area, and I was like, oh, this would be a really fun thing to try out. Because I've seen a couple Monkey Ball speedruns, and they look great. So I was really, really excited to try this out. Oh, the reason that you couldn't change the volume is because you do the TV volume. That makes sense, actually. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. You never got a chance to play it? That's fair. Oh, who do I want to go for? Let's see. Gong Gong? Alright. Ew, what's wrong with his fucking toes, dude? His toes, like, they curl this way. That's disgusting. You see? Oh, that's gross. Alright, what about Baby? Alright, Baby is kind of, like, got a bit of swag to him. Mei Mei? Are they all doing the same pose? No. Baby and Mei Mei do the exact same pose, though. Literally the exact same. But Gong Gong's got his arms crossed. What about Ai? Wait, they all do... These three all do the same pose, and then Gong Gong's the only one that's different. Also, this... Ai has, like, crossed feet. This is not it. I think I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna do Gong Gong, because he has the most, like, swag, because he's got his arms crossed. But also, like, the purple flowers behind him, so we're gonna go with him. And we're gonna start with beginner because I haven't played this game in literally years. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Wait. Does getting the bananas matter? Does anyone know? I do know one thing that's kind of fun is the dole bananas. I find it very funny that they did an actual sponsorship to get the dole ad, or sorry, the dole branding on the bananas. But I feel like the only thing people care about with this game is trying to beat the game as fast as possible. Right? It's basically just another speed game. I mean, there we go, easy. Perfect. You know, so this is obviously like a marble game. One thing that's kind of interesting is when I was a kid, so, oh fuck, I died. When I was a kid, I supported a project on, oh, was it Indiegogo? I think it was, which is a game called Rolled Out. I pledged like, I think $15 of my own money to the development of Rolled Out. Which I am okay with, right? Like, I don't really care. That's just money that I pledged as a kid. But, you know, one of the things that ended up happening was that I found out after pledging money through their Discord was that Rolled Out has a, the developer was streaming his development of the game on Twitch. So I started to become a regular in the developer's Twitch chat. To a certain extent. When I say regular, I mean like I would go into the Twitch chat maybe once a week and hang out. Not a big deal. But I became a regular there. And then, you know, being an annoying kid, you're kind of slow on social cues. So one of the things that I quickly found out was Twitch, you're not really supposed to talk about politics, at least not at the time. And I was not really someone who hung out on Twitch a lot. I only watched this guy because he was building the game that I spent money on, right? Like, oh fuck. That's all I really cared about was like, oh, I spent money on this product. I want to see what's going on. And it was kind of a fun community. But I remember I asked who they voted for in, I think it was the 2016 election. Which was the election between Trump and, oh, who was the other candidate? I don't even fucking remember. Oh, Hillary Clinton. And I quickly, like very quickly got banned. And I remember I sent an unban request, but I never got it, which is fine. I don't blame the guy for banning me now that I'm older. But the one thing I'm really sad about is I never got the key to the game I supported money for. Wait, you mean people are supposed to know social cues at any point in life? Theoretically, that's the goal, right? I don't know. It would be nice if people could learn. But truthfully, people don't, so... Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn it. But I got banned for not knowing social cues, which is fine. But because I got banned as my guest, I never got my key, which I pledged $15 for Rolled Out. So I never got the game. And to this day, I really want Rolled Out. Like, I really want to play it. It looks fun. But, like, there's a part of me that's like, I already put $15 into the game and I never got it. I'm not spending any money. Which is like a very weird thing. I always thought it was really funny whenever I see it on Steam though. I'm like, I put $15 into this game and I never even got to play it. But you know, I mean, that's just like, it is what it is. But obviously Rolled Out was a spiritual successor to Monkey Ball. So thought it was somewhat topical to talk about. I swear, I don't know what it is, but when I'm streaming, my English gets actively worse. What do I mean by that? I mean, I stutter way more than I normally do. And I'm not sure why. Like, in person, I'm not that bad. Truthfully, I'm really not that bad when it comes to my words. But like right now, it probably comes across this way a little bit. but I am literally like thinking about every single word I'm gonna say because I'm trying my hardest not to stutter. I'm trying to speak as clearly as possible. The biggest problem I have sometimes is there's a lot of tongue twisters that I get. Maybe I just got a fat ass tongue, but I'm literally trying my hardest to just like say every single sentence without stuttering and without biting my tongue. You also can't read, but it's because you're talking and playing a game. I mean, I can't read that well. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I read pretty well, but the biggest issue to my reading is not that I can't read at all. It's that if I go like this and actually like read the chat, which is like right here in my vision, it's right here. If I do that, I can read it very clearly. However, when I'm trying to play the game and talk to chat, I'm really only glancing over and trying to skim every sentence. Which is... It gets you the general idea of the message, but it doesn't give you the full message, obviously. So, like, what did you say? You say, wait, you mean people are supposed to know social cues at any point in life. And to me, I understand, like, the whole joke is like, huh, what? People don't know social cues? But I don't obviously understand every single word when I'm just glancing at it quickly. So that's the hard part. But I mean, like, you know, I'm having fun. Got Gong Gong in the ball, bro. He's fucking rad. Actually, this game is kind of, I don't know. I find this game really cute. I like the monkeys. They're like, there's something about the art style. There's something about the art style I really like about this game because it looks so janky, which is kind of weird, but it really does remind me of like, what does it remind me of? Like old cartoons. Cartoons before they all became that very specific bubbly style. I don't know what that bubbly style is called, but there was a style for cartoons when I was like, I don't know, the 2010s where everything just looked very samey. I think good examples of this are like Steven Universe, Gumball, what else? Can I skip through this? What other shows had this style? I don't know, I guess we just go forward. Gumball, Steven Universe, Teen Titans Go, to a certain extent. All this kind of very bubbly, noodly, flash style. And I always got really bored of that. But there was like a lot more weird variations in art before that in cartoons. And I think the characters in this game kind of look like those old weird, like the art was kind of always a little off-putting, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. And it was unique, which is like worth a lot. Especially like the awkward 3D animation. Like a good example of this is like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That show just looked really weird, but not in a bad way. But like because it was 3D and they had a really short time frame on which to animate, it never quite looked just right. Dude, how do I get through it? Oh my god, just get me through it, please. Wait, I have -4 bananas. There's a score. That's so stupid. Wait, get me through this. Get me through this. Oh shit. Wait. This music's low-key hype. I'm gonna start using this when I edit. I've been trying to find like more music to edit with for my videos. And I usually pick game music. But one of the hardest things is finding a game song or soundtrack that isn't very overwhelming. Now, game music is usually pretty good at this because it's background music, but sometimes it can be really hard to find that right vibe. But like, this is the perfect vibe for something I'm going for from time to time. It's great. Like, this is actually very good. I like this. Oh yeah. This is like perfect. Oh. It's like, how do I describe this vibe for a video? This would be like perfect for something where you're being a little bit pensive, but it's still supposed to be a little bit upbeat. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Another game that I was looking at for potential music is Jet Set Radio. Oh my fucking god, that would be such a great game to play on stream. I have never played Jet Set Radio, but it is one of the coolest looking games I've ever seen. I should try playing that. I love the art style of it. It looks amazing. Banjo-Kazooie or Super Mario Sunshine music? I like Super Mario Sunshine music and I use it from time to time, but it's a little too upbeat in my opinion. It's sort of, but there are times where it makes sense to use, but a lot of the time I'm looking for a lot more of a chill, relaxed vibe. But like whenever I need just upbeat and sort of upbeat and also sort of like quick and progressive, then I would use Mario Sunshine would be perfect. In terms of Banjo-Kazooie, I've never played the game that's not true. I've played Banjo-Kazooie to a certain extent, but it was so fucking boring that I never got far enough into the game to know about the music too well. I know the song from the first world like off the top of my head because I was in that world for way too long, but outside of that, I don't really know the rest of the game's music too well. So maybe it would be good, I don't know. Oh, we're almost at the end. Come on, get me through it, please. Get me out of here. Right now, one of my go-to games for game music is Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles has some really good, like, pensive, chill music that I think fits the vibe of a lot of the things I'm trying to produce very well. That's usually where I go to first. Alright, well, that was a great credits. Now we can play the rest of the levels. What? What? Oh, I have to put my name in? Wait. We'll put my, oh, wait, do I put my initials? Do I really want to put my initials? No. We'll do, C-K-I. There you go, sure. Ski. Or is it just key? I guess it depends on whether C is taking the S sound or if it's going for a K sound, you know, K or S. Thanks for playing. My only issue with just chill music, or sorry, uppity music, is it sometimes doesn't fit the scene that's going on. Sometimes when I'm like turning stuff into a video, I realize that like certain scenes don't really fit an upbeat vibe, but whenever I need an upbeat vibe, I love it. Like stuff like that. Oh, I love this. You know where I've heard this song like a million times? When I was a kid, I used to play, whenever we got the first Xbox 360, one of the games that came with it was Sega All-Stars Tennis. And so I've heard this song from the Monkey Ball world like a billion times. God damn it. I didn't see that there was a, there was bumpers there. Oh. Get through. Come on. Speed up. Perfect. Clean. No, fuck me. All right. Cleaner this time. We're getting through it quick. There's got to be a faster way to do these. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I love it. Come on. Let's go. Okay, So, I was not expecting it to fully separate from the other platform. So I low-key thought I could just send it and win. Clearly that didn't work out. Sadly. It's unfortunate, our hubris, but what are you gonna do about it? Go through. There you go. Perfect. I wish I could go to the next level a little bit faster. Oh, it's like hold A. It's like Celeste. Let me go. Come on, come on. Perfect. No, 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 no! Damn it. Can I? Okay. I don't want to wait, dude. That's so boring. Do I actually just have to wait on this platform? Oh, it swings back and forth. I see, I see, I see. Please. Oh, thank God, thank God. That's sick. I thought it was going to do a full rotation. So I thought I had to wait on the end for it to go all the way around. But it being able to just go back and forth is so much better. Thank God. I have to get all these as quickly as possible. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Go through it. Gone, gone. Eats the dull bananas. Dude, don't tell me to hurry up. That like pisses me off. That's actually so annoying. Fuck off. There we go. Perfect. Perfect score. Perfect score. Ooh. Alright, what's this? Okay, the levels are starting to move. That's nice. Okay, I thought gravity would be a bit stronger there. I don't know why. Oh wait, there's a thing here. What is this? Fuck. Oh. What does the green thing do? There's a green door. Shit. I'm gonna get the green door. I've resolved myself to doing so. Come on. Oh, okay. Luckily, thank God, lives do not matter at all. Imagine if lives actually mattered in this game like they did in an arcade where you have to pay real money. That'd be awful. Cool. Oh, I jump a couple floors. Oh, wow. Fuck, I didn't want to jump to a bonus level. These are easily the worst part of this game so far. Wait, wait, wait. Come on, come on. Come on, get it over with. Get through it. Dude, shut up. I don't want to hurry up. I just want it to be over. I wish there was a way to skip these levels. They suck. Oh, whatever. Okay, well, it is what it is. Bonus finish. Oh. I feel like this is the method right here. Oh, okay, wow. That's actually very hard. Wait. Come on. Okay, we did it. There we go, perfect. Right. Yeah. So today, in my class, we started covering, I guess you could call it inorganic chemistry. And I realized in the past, I always hated inorganic chemistry because I just never really understood it. It always seemed like the more confusing chemistry compared to organic. But today, with my new professor, he taught it in a way where I finally understood it for the first time. Like, there's a bunch of rules in inorganic chemistry that always felt kind of arbitrary. And for the first time, he explained them in such a way where I was like, oh, these make sense. Okay. How the hell am I even supposed to do that? But it was so nice to be able to understand things for the first time. Like, that just never really clicked with me. For example, high spin, low spin. I was always just taught that the reason things are high spin or low spin has to do solely with the fact that it's just a certain ligand. Turns out, no. Like, yes and no. It has to do with the fact that there's a ligand, but the reason the ligand creates high spin or low spin is very specific. It's a very logical thing. It has to do with the fact that the way that ligands bond to a metal changes how the d orbitals are spaced apart energetically, aka their delta. I was like, oh, this is sick. I get it. Oh, okay. Please, please. Dude, please. Get me... Thank God. That was awful. Okay. And it was this aha moment. I literally texted one of my friends from college. I was like, there's no way. We just got a horrible... Like, she wasn't a horrible professor, but, like, just didn't teach it in a way that was very useful. She taught it in a very bad way. She's a good person, I think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she is a bad person. Fuck me. Maybe she wasn't a good person. I guess I can't be sure of that, but that did not work how I thought it was gonna work. This life system's just kind of annoying. I wish it would just let me play the game. Come on. But, like, I was so shocked. I was like, there's no way. Like, things can actually make sense. So I was very happy about that. Because I always genuinely, like, I would joke about it. I'd be like, haha, like, metals are magic. Or, like, I like chemistry as long as there's no metals in it. But, like, I'm realizing now, it's, like, it was actually, like, good. It's just that I had a bad professor for it. Technically, I had 2 inorganic professors, but the one that I had for the first time, she just kind of treated it like rote memorization, which was, I guess, fine. Oh, insane time save, by the way. But, you know, it's not very fun. It is what it is, but it's just not that great. I'm going over. That did not work at all how I thought it would work. Okay, the answer is that little ledge that's like shaped like a ramp. Not quite a ramp. Not quite a ramp. Wait. Wait, did I just die? Bro, I can't... I didn't realize you could actually die. I thought that was a... That's insane. Okay, I guess we're going back through it. Wait. Dude, you actually can die. Okay, well that's tough. We're gonna have to go back through the levels we've already played. I didn't realize you could die. Wait, points actually matter. Fuck. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay, well, here we go. I guess we're gonna actually not just like do random strats. We're gonna try to go through it properly. Come on, go quick. Perfect. Get that speed bonus. No. Oh, Gong Gong almost ate shit there. I'm not even gonna lie. Alright, perfect, perfect. Okay. Come on. Perfect. Alright, so I'm assuming these points matter now if I can die. Like the banana bonus worlds. Okay, go this way, go this way. Perfect. Oh. Speedrun, speedrun. Perfect. Alright, clean. What was I even talking about? Fuck. Okay, we're just gonna go for the blue gate. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Clean? Okay. This is lock-in mode, chat. We're locking in. Oh, what the hell? Dude, this is gonna take forever, this map. I mean, luckily they gave a, like, insanely easy path, but there's definitely a faster way to do this one. There has to be. There you go. Perfect. You know what's crazy, chat? The fact that GameCube games are old. Like... these games, some of them are genuinely as old as I am, and that's weird to think about. I don't know how I feel about that. There are kids that are born today that don't, like, they genuinely don't know what a GameCube is. Hell, I'm not even gonna lie, some of my coworkers, they have kids, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with them having kids, but I definitely think sometimes I'm like, oh god, like, how are you having kids? You're like 15. And it's like, no, 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 they're 30 and stuff. They're like in their 27 to like 35. And in my head, that's just so incredibly wrong. It just doesn't make sense. I'm getting old, man. I feel so fucking boomer. Except unlike boomers, I don't get free healthcare. I don't get a good economy. I don't get a house for $20. I get a lot of debt though. That's pretty cool. I can take out a credit card and default if I would like. But you know, it's sad. It's just sad reality to live in. Realizing that you're no longer a kid. Which, I mean, like, you know, objectively, I've been not a kid for years now. But damn, like, every once in a while, life really decides to remind me that I'm not a kid. It's disturbing. Very disturbing circumstance. Oof, both your siblings having kids is crazy. I don't think I could deal with that right now. I mean, if either... okay, to be fair, I only have one older sibling. Both of my other siblings are younger than me. But if one of my siblings, any of them, told me they were having a kid, I think I would actually have like a panic attack. I wouldn't know how to deal with that information. Oh, okay. Insane. Beautiful. GameCube was definitely golden. I'm gonna be real though. I feel like a lot of Wii games were not that good. Like, unless the game was made for the Wii, it kind of just sucked. Dude, gone, please. Oh my god. Like, what I mean by that is Nintendo games on the Wii were peak. Like, actually insane. I've thought about playing Mario Galaxy on stream. I think that'd be so fun. But like, there was a lot of really shit Wii games. I'm not even gonna lie. Fuck. Aw. One of the games that I can think of off the top of my head, which I love with, like, really, I do love this game, but it is shit. Sonic and the Secret Rings. I had that game as a kid, or I guess we had that game as a kid, me and my siblings and my parents. It was such an awful game. But god, that game was amazing. Oh, I got a game over. That sucks. Wait, how do I know how many play points I have? I paid 560 play points there. And I have 1.6k. So I have 11k now, but like, or 1100, not 1.6k, at 1100. 1600. But, come on, Gong, please, please push. Thank you. Oh, Gong! No. Fat fuck. Asshole. Come on, monkey, push through it. But Sonic and the Secret Rings, that game was genuinely hot garbage. Sonic and the Black Knight, that was hot garbage. There was a game called Boogie Down, that was horrible. There was the Wii Fit game, that was awful. Hell, there was even that, there was Link's crossbow training. That game sucked, in my opinion. Oh. Yeah. It's because so many different companies wanted to make Wii games, but there are a few good ones. Yeah, there are a few good Wii games, genuinely. And the good Wii games are good. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, they are great. But a lot of Wii games were absolute dog shit. I think we'd be lying if we didn't admit this. We'd be telling straight falsehoods. And remember, God lists every single sin that you've committed. I'm so glad that worked. I saw the path to the right and it was all squiggly and I was like, that's shit. I'm not doing that. I'm going through the actual path. Wait. Fuck me! Oh. Unless you don't believe true. Everybody knows this one simple trick, which is if you don't believe in God, he can't affect you. Everybody's been talking about this one simple life hack. Alright. And now we just go up. This is the method, boys. This is the method. No, okay, wait. This is the method. This is the method. Perfect. That was big brain play. I saw the method. You know, speaking of don't believing, one of my favorite things about religion, I'm not very religious myself, I'll be honest. But I always find, like, I think what I'm about to explain, I think good examples of this are, like, really devout Muslims, very devout Jewish people, very devout Christians. There's a lot of laws, right, that you have to follow, or commandments, or whatever you want to call them, that you're supposed to follow. And a lot of them, a lot of the time, are very specific. For example, one that comes to the top of my head is if you're like Mormon, like you can't have premarital sex. Whatever, makes sense. Or I guess it doesn't really make sense if you don't care, but like, whatever. Objectively, you're not supposed to argue with the book, right? So then there's things like soaking, the only existence of which is to basically be like, haha, I got you, God. Which is insane to me. If you truly believe in God, that's crazy work. Fuck me. I just fell out again. This level's low-key hard. Please, I have points. Okay, I have 1,700 points. We're good. Or what's another one? I mean, okay, I'm not very devout Muslim, let alone Christian, let alone any religion, but the amount of things I have seen where it's like, oh, you just have to do this thing and this thing, and you'll be able to get away with everything is crazy to me. Like, why does your religion come with stipulations, bro? If God has to read the fine print on your life in order to know what your sins are, I don't believe you're God. I'm just saying. And furthermore, if a human, which supposedly God is much more intelligent, logical, and holier than thou, if a human can understand how stupid and obviously breaking the rules your logic is, why wouldn't God? Like, whenever I see stuff like that, it's always just very funny to me. It just takes a certain level of, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just stupid. Like, is there any other way to describe it? It's just goofy. Like, oh, I got you, God. You said I'm not allowed to use electricity today, but my friend turned on the TV and I just happened to be in the same room. Woe is me, I guess. Like, what? What do you mean, woe is me? Leave. Also, why'd you call your friend over to turn on the TV? Like, you know what you're doing, bro. Ooh, these words are kind of fun. Oh, what the hell? Dude, these pads are annoying. Oh, of course they put the goal right there. You know, just where it's annoying and you can see it, but you're gonna have to go through this whole fucking obstacle course just to even touch it. Oh my goodness, okay. Is this the method? How do I open this? Is this the method? Okay, come on. Come on, go through. Gong gong, go quicker, gong gong. Oh, come on, there you go, perfect. Go up the stairs. Oh, going. Oh, speaking of God, actually, one thing I've been rewatching recently, like as in yesterday and a couple days before, is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Dude, it's so good. I used to say that Full Metal Alchemist was the most 7 out of 10 show, and I've come to the realization that that is complete bullshit. That is like such a good show. And the reason I say that is, even though it's not perfect, it is amazing because the plot is so consistent. Yeah, there's a couple ass pulls every once in a while, but everything makes sense. It doesn't feel like it was written at the last minute. It doesn't feel like anything's made up on the spot. It feels like that the author had an idea and he was going through with it until the very end. Oh, that would have been so sick. I saw the vision, I saw the path, and it wasn't there. Oh. One more time. 2 times and it's cool, is what people have been saying. Fuck me. 3 times and it's true. Come on. That's what people have been saying. Oh. Come on. 3 times and it works. Fourth time's the charm. 4 times the charm. Fuck me. Okay, we're not doing that again. We'll just play the game like a normal adult. The only thing I don't like it is they mentioned the law of equivalent exchange so much. See, I used to think that was annoying too, but then as I'm rewatching it, I realize it's so good because a lot of the time, whenever they repeat it, it means they rediscovered something that's related to the law. For example, spoilers, I guess, although I'm pretty sure you're probably the only person watching. One of the things that was amazing was with the law of equivalent exchange, they find out they didn't transmute their mother. Which is... Oh, okay. Oh, fuck. I was reading it and I realized I didn't get any play points. One thing they figure out is that Alphonse, was actually transmuted into their fake body. They did not transmute their mother. And they use that as law of equivalent exchange. And the reason they mention it there is because if law of equivalent exchange was true the way they originally thought of it, they would be able to transmute their mother back to life. But because the dead could not be brought back to life, what they realized is that they basically created Alphonse's fake body, which was the one they transmuted, and in the process, they got rid of Alphonse's original body. They gave it up to God. But Alphonse's soul was still alive, which meant by law of equivalent exchange, they should be able to reverse transmute Alphonse back to his original body. And I was like, wait, that's great. Like, I didn't realize how good it was before. Before, I just watched it for enjoyment, which was, it's still a fun way to watch it. But as I got more invested in the plot with this second rewatch, I was like, oh, this is so much better than I originally imagined. Was it written by a woman? I believe it. I started reading her new manga, or maybe her or his new manga. I don't remember. I don't know who the author is. But the person who made Full Metal Alchemist, they made a new manga, and I started reading it as it was coming out, and I got very bored very quickly, but I also think that's because I was weekly at the time, or maybe it was monthly. And so I was reading like 1 chapter a month, and I got bored very quickly because nothing had developed into a plot. Maybe I'll go back and read it again, now that it's probably had a lot more time to develop into a full story. Dude, this fucking door! Bro! Oh my goodness. Yeah, exactly. They just made a really bad body for Alphonse's soul. But, like, that's the whole point. It's like, it's great. It's so good. What I really love is even the episodes that feel like nothing's really happening plot-wise, something important is happening. Which is, like, in my opinion, very good. I love that fact. Also, I have to use the restroom, so I'm going to play an ad break, And that should be the rest of the ads for the rest of the stream. So we're going to quickly do, what's 3 minutes in terms of seconds? That's 180 seconds. We're going to play the ad and we'll take a quick break here. There you go.
Ready?
Ooh. All right, ads should be over now. I quickly used the restroom, you know, did all the things that a normal human being does, got some water, so we should be all set for the rest of the stream. Welcome to the chat, Jarvie. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We're just playing Monkey Ball today. And I haven't played this game, well, I haven't played this game specifically since I was like a really young kid, so that's what we're up to today. So we can get back to it. Let's see. Perfect. But before I left, I was talking about just how good the writing in Full Metal Alchemist is. It's just so good. I still don't think it's a 10 out of 10 show on my second watch, but I definitely think it's like 8 or 9. I don't know which one. Although, speaking of rankings, I'm going to say something that's kind of weird. I've always thought the way humans rank things is very interesting. Because technically, if you go on a scale of 1 to 10, anything at 5 is objective indifference, right? 0 to 4 is like, 1 to 4, it means you don't like something. Which is fair. You're allowed to not like something. 5 is indifference. Maybe 4 to 6 is indifference, right? You don't really care. And then 7 to 10 means you like something. to varying degrees. However, most humans will call things they find indifferent or they are indifferent about or don't really care about like a 7 or 6, and anything but like 5 and below is objectively bad, and most people won't call something a 1. I've always thought it's kind of interesting that we don't objectively rate things. We always weight things. And this is also backed by statistics. When people describe, like in a relationship, what percentage of the work they think they do, they always think they do way more work than their partner. And it's funny because if you add up the percentages from, like, let's say partner 1 and partner 2, the sum of those percentages adds up to greater than 100%. However, when it comes to the problems that they think are caused in a relationship, people also believe they cause more of the problems. And I think that's because, you know, people, obviously they experience their own life, so they see what they've done way more than what they've seen what other people have done, both good and bad. So I've always thought it's kind of weird psychologically how humans have a non-objective viewpoint on reality. I also think I think it's interesting because I always wonder, because I always try to think very logically about everything. I always wonder how much of my decision making is truly logic based. I wonder how much of my decision making is based in feeling potentially, or based in perceived logic that is inherently biased. You know? I do it objectively, but sometimes I give something the benefit of the doubt because other people could love something. See, but that's the thing. As much as, like, it's a nice thing to include other people's feelings, when you're ranking something, you're only supposed to take in facts. The fact that you even include the potential joy that someone else might have is bias. That doesn't mean it's inherently bad, but it is a biased standpoint. So it's kind of weird. Like, for example, like when you said you like Banjo-Kazooie music, I'll be honest, I don't like Banjo-Kazooie. But I'm not gonna lie, I did think about whether or not I was gonna say it, because I would assume someone who likes Banjo-Kazooie music doesn't want to hear someone say they don't like the game. Now, I don't really see the point in lying, that's why I just said the truth, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a thought that just anyway pops into my head without even trying to think about it. I find, as I've been doing more streaming stuff and YouTube stuff, I've started to think more about human psychology. Because honestly, and as gross as it kind of sounds to say this, streaming and YouTube and content creation in general, as creative as an endeavor as it is, it's sort of psychological manipulation. For example, there are objective things you can do that'll trigger a person's brain on average to click on something more. And, you know, I think anybody who's doing it has to walk a line that they feel comfortable with. You know, like, there are things I would never do. For example, if I was ever offered a gambling ad, I would not take it. I would never in a million years take a gambling ad. But that's a line that I personally have defined for myself. Well, I just know you're wrong, and recently found out that I think everyone's taste in music is trash. Oh, interesting. I guess that's one way to view the world. Huh. Interesting. We call that delusional, but you know, you can stay the way you are if you'd like, if it makes you feel better. If you feel happier being that way, enjoy it. What I was gonna say is, everyone defines their own right and wrong when it comes to what's considered acceptable levels of objectively what it is psychological manipulation. So, in that sense, it's very weird, like, but also it's so fascinating. I've become so much more interested in it. Especially because, like, as a chemist, like, part of what I think is, like, I wonder how much of the decisions I make when doing research are actually facts-based, you know? I've come to the conclusion that a lot of the time I do things because I sort of feel like it's the right idea. And a lot of the time that feeling is based in understanding, but it's still feeling, it's not fact. And in the past, I've always just called that feeling chemical intuition. And I teach it to my students, right? I'm always like, try to intuit what you think the chemicals are gonna do. But like, fucking go. Oh, Jesus Christ, that guy did not want to move. But, like, is that really science? Dude, you fucking monkey. God damn, I hate this thing. I'm 100% delusional. I'm good at psychological manipulation, only to do it for stupid things that don't matter. I mean, I feel like anyone that says they're good at psychological manipulation doesn't actually know how to manipulate someone. That's like the people who are like, I can gaslight anybody. It's like, one, why would you want that as a skill? And two, no, you can't. You know? It's just kind of funny, though. But, like, when I say there are lines of things that I can't cross, like, one of the ones that I will not cross is I will not, and I will not do this. I will not do the fucking annoying-ass YouTube voice that is meant to attract as many people as possible. And it's not because I think the people who do it are inherently bad, but it's so annoying to me, and it's something that is inherently not me, so I won't do it. But I could totally be like, hey chat, wow, look at this conveyor belt. Let's go for it, chat. Oh, look at that bounce. Oh, we almost died there. Oh, dang it. Like, fuck no. God, I think I would quit after 2 streams. Like, I don't think I could do it for, like, more than a week. Genuinely, I think I would die inside. Another thing I've thought about, but I don't want to do, is promote donations and stuff. It just feels so wrong. But, like, objectively, and I'm not even saying this because of money, promoting stuff like that has been shown to improve viewer engagement. It's so weird. Like, me asking you guys for money, in a way, if I do it a specific way, could potentially lead to more of you guys watching. And that's so interesting to me, but it's something that I think is so slimy that I couldn't do it. I think it'd be really interesting to see more actual, like, peer-reviewed studies on content creation, because I think content creation is like the new advertising, in the sense that it's the new landscape by which people make media to sort of, how do I use the right terminology here? It's the new media by which people create content in a way to push a message. I don't know. It's nice to win games. Speaking of using the ability to know people to win games, this makes me probably a very annoying person to play board games with. But one of my favorite things to do when playing board games is I don't actually go for a win. A lot of the time, my favorite way to play is to pick someone else as the winner, if that makes sense. I realize, like, if I want to win, I have to put in more effort and play more competitively than if I sort of sit on the sidelines and decide a winner. And I find that so fun. But, like, I would imagine when playing a board game, that's so fucking annoying. One of my favorite games to do this in is, what's the game? Catan. In Catan, you could objectively just help one player. And if you do that, like, you can decide winners. That's not, like, a lie. You can pick the winner of the game. Come on, come on, come on. Fuck no! How did I get so much momentum there? That's actually insane. Come on. This guy is... I either go for the win or chaos, and I'm so bad at Catan. I don't know if I'm good or bad at Catan, to be honest. But yeah, I think I like creating chaos in the sense of like, I will decide the winner. Fuck me, dude. This stupid goal. It's actually so annoying. This goal is so annoying. I would just... Oh my goodness, I just realized if you look in the bottom right, the shape of this map is a treble clef. That's so sick. Thank God, bro. God, I needed that win so bad. You have no idea. I needed that so bad. The feeling of accomplishment is just so great. Come on, gone. But yeah, I like a more chaotic game. Come on. Go up. But obviously you can't play like that for every game, right? Some games you just have to be competitive. But like, man, I don't really like... I mean, I like competitive games, and I'm a very competitive person, but I'm not that, like, into competitive games. I used to play a bunch of competitive games when I was younger, like Overwatch or... what else did I play? I played Rainbow Six Siege. And I just don't have it in me to play games like that anymore. Well, they are biased. Why not use bass clef? You know, true bias is they should have used alto clef. Viola players rise up. We know the joy of using alto clef that most people think is useless. It's beautiful, truly. It also has a really beautiful symbol. It's kind of like a, oh, what do you call those squiggly brackets? They have a name. I've never known what to call them. But... alto clef is kind of cool, if not useless for my limited music theory knowledge. Me, as a non-musician, will say that alto clef is objectively worthless. Please let me play. Thank God. I thought it was going to tell me I can't play again, and I was about to cry a little bit. I just got back here. I don't want to die. I'm also biased. I played trombone, which uses bass clef. Oh, I see. There you go. That'll pick sides if you think about it for a sec. Wait a minute. Come on. Go. Going. I'm like locked in because I really just don't want to do this level. It's annoyingly long. There we go. You kind of just have to hug the outside a bit. It's weird. Did I even get to this level last time? I do not remember this level. Oh, that really was just hold straight. Weird. I thought that was like a little bit harder because it looked more difficult, but it really was hold straight. Oh, okay, this one's hard. I can see the difficulty. You know what would be great? Shadows. Shadows would be great. You also get more lives if you get the bananas. Yeah, I noticed that. I think it's 100 bananas as a life. Do you lose bananas when you die? I assume so, right? Come on, get me through. But it's not a big deal, to be honest. I mean, I'm having fun either way. I want to make that clear. God damn it. The moment I say I'm having fun, I die. And watch, it's gonna be like, you can't continue. Oh, I can't continue. Oh, this is my last continue. I just realized. Wait. Dude, wait, what am I supposed to do there? Gong, please, bro. Oh. These almost fell off my head, I'm not even gonna lie. Let me fix my hair a bit. This is so sad. You only have this and one more level? Really? Wait, you're telling me I died at the second to last level? Okay, well, at least I'm reinvigorated my hope. I got this. Come on, Dole. Move it. Perfect. We got it. God damn it. Move it. Game start. Come on. Gong gong. The goat. An advanced stage. Alright, I'm low-key a master now because this is like my 5th time playing through this shit. After this, I'm going to become an expert goat. A god, even. Come on. Down, down. Speed? Yeah. Masterful display there. Everyone knows that you're supposed to go right and you're supposed to hold left after. Go like this. You slow down a bit. You go right. Boom. You do a full reverse and boom. They're going to make a speedrun guide based off of my playing. Go for it. Get to the end. Collect as many bananas as possible so you can get another life later. It also gets you a bonus score probably. Actually, does banana counter your score? Let's look in the top left real quick. It doesn't seem to. I don't know. Now we do this shit, which is boring, but you got it. Come on. Gong Gong is stupid and dumb, but he's kind of the goat. Alright, and now we do the easy. We do the goat strat because we're the goat. Fuck me, dude. That was so easy. How... And I lost all... No, I still have my bananas. Never mind. We didn't lose shit. Because we're the goat. As I've explained, we're the goat. Gong Gong, please. Go up the wall, Gong Gong. No! No! Oh, that's so dumb. Come on. Easy. Only the camera would work. Oh wow, I kind of lost control of the marble for a quick minute. You know, there's this really old arcade marble game I used to play, and I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, and it makes me really sad, because I loved that game. It was like an 8-bit marble game where you had to go around the levels, and it was just so fun. And I've tried on many occasions to remember the name of it, and I can't. And it makes me so incredibly sad. It was one of the amazing arcade games I used to play, like Metal Slug, or the one where you skateboard, or the one where you ride on a bike in Newspaper Boy, or the one where you're monsters destroying buildings. Like, there were so many goated arcade games that I just don't remember the name of. And it's kind of sad. I feel like I've failed as a human. Well, I have 0 lives, I just realized that. We low-key made the need to lock in. Gong Gong, please. There we go. This works surprisingly well with an Xbox controller. I thought because GameCube games were made with an 8-gate in mind, this would actually be very difficult, but no, it's very simple with an Xbox controller. Very nice, actually. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Come on, monkey man. Grab the Dole bananas. Is there any other banana brands that exist, now that I think about it? Like, I guess there 100% is. Of course, Dole is not the only company in the world that sells bananas. But, like, when I think of, like, bananas, the only brand that pops into my head is Dole bananas. Which is crazy, because they make more than just bananas. They make, like, fruit cups and stuff, or just fruit in general. But the only one that I think of is bananas. I'm like, oh, Dole makes bananas. Which is, I mean, maybe they're just really good at advertising? I don't know. I mean, they destroyed, like, countries for those bananas, so they might as well be recognizable for it. I didn't know bananas had brands. I mean, yeah, they do. Everything has a brand to it. Even brandless items have a brand. Like, if you go to the grocery store and you buy the grocery store brand things, even if that is objectively like the store brand, it is still a brand, you know? Things have brands. Dude, I hate these things. This is the worst level they've made so far. Dude, stop it. Thank you. God. It's just like dumb having to move the stupid stoppers. This one is a little annoying, but it's not bad. It's just that I suck. I have to use more momentum carrying techniques here. Where you sort of turn into it. Oh, Gong Gong, please! There we go, see, clean. He was a little weighed down by the weight of his tungsten balls for a second. Going head first, but it happens. Well, I have no brand. Even if my YouTube or Twitch gets popular, I'll never have a brand. That's objectively false. If your thing gets popular, you will have a brand. That is just not true. You will be the brand. You yourself are a brand. You need to understand that. Like, whether you care about that brand or not, that's completely up to you. But like, you yourself are inherently a brand. Think, ooh, who's a good example of this? Moist Critical is a great, fuck me. Is that my first death? Moist Critical is a great example of someone who, his brand is just being a person. Yeah, I know you were joking, but it's just kind of funny to imagine someone being like, oh, nothing's branded. It's like, no. Literally everything is a brand. It's just perceived image. Literally everything is perceived image. Hell, when I wrote my paper on my last project, the figures and the title and everything about it was a way of promoting a brand inherently. Nothing exists without some level of marketing. This is the truth. Maybe an uncomfortable truth, but still a truth nonetheless. And I think it was like a little bit on the right. I can't see. Come on. Perfect. Ooh. Look how clean that was. It's almost like I didn't stop moving there. Oh, there is 30 levels. Yeah, wait. If this is 25, then we only have 5 more to go. Well, I guess, no, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So actually, no, we have 6 more if you count 5 as being 0. But, come on. Oh, dude. Move it. There we go. We're getting better, bro. We're getting so much better. I don't know why Kid Me couldn't do this shit. Maybe he was just dumb. Little Chris just didn't know what he was doing. This is also so fun. Like, this is actually, like... This game is, like, weirdly addictive. Actually, like, normally, I hate roguelikes, because I find them extremely repetitive. This game is arguably more repetitive than most roguelikes and so much more fun. One of the games I kind of want to retry is Dead Cells. I remember I loved playing Dead Cells a lot, but I got one really good run, like really good, and then I died and I never wanted to pick up the game again. I got so angry. Fuck me. Well, Adult, you had to do it 5 times at least. I know, but Kid Me would have quit after like 3. That's what I'm saying now. Like, Kid Me's attention span was so cooked he couldn't deal with any sort of hardship. Adult Me has been humbled so many times that being humbled by a video game is kind of refreshing. It's kind of nice. I wish this rather than some of the more embarrassing memories I have stored in my brain. I remember the worst exam I did in college as I got a 21 on that exam. And it was so bad that I remember when I finished the exam, like, I don't even know how to describe it. I did so bad on the exam, I couldn't even be upset. It is a truly different tier of sad. Like, I left that exam hall and was so incredibly disappointed with myself. Not sad, disappointed. And I walked home. Keep in mind, I lived at the time about an hour walk away from home, but I needed that walk home. And it was like, I finished the exam around 9 p.m. at night. I was just that, I needed the walk. And I remember I got boba tea because it was on the way. I like wanted something sweet. And like, it was kind of nice, but I didn't enjoy it. Like, I don't think I've ever been truly so disappointed with myself. And then another time that I can remember being humbled was I had written the first manuscript to my first paper. And I submitted it to a journal that I thought was the perfect journal for this paper. Genuinely, like, in my head, there was no better journal on the planet. And the editors, who was a new editor, and he sent it to the reviewers. Reviewer 1 gave a sort of okay review. Like, they basically said it needed some work, but they thought they thought with revisions, it would be good enough for the journal. Reviewer 2 said it was good, but they were really lazy, which is not good. You don't want a lazy reviewer. Fuck me. Oh, nice. So the editor, having read the 2 reviews, the first person saying it needed work, but it could be part of it, and the second person saying it was good, but didn't really do any real work to say why it was good, sent it to a third reviewer, and the third reviewer was truly nasty. They were extremely disrespectful about my work and extremely unprofessional, the way they talked about it. And the editor took reviewer 3's words very earnestly, and so my paper never got accepted. So I got straight rejected from that journal. And I remember that time that was a time where I was so invested in that work that I cried. Like, it hurt. This level's hard. Keep in mind, I had been working on this project for, at this point, how many years had I been? I've been working on this project for probably around 2 years at this point. It's really hard to get rejected when you've been working on something that long. That was like true rejection. That shit hurt. And I mean that on God. Like, I'm not joking. Fuck me, this level's hard. Oh! Yes. Fuck yeah. But that was a day where I also walked home. But that day I walked home, called one of my friends, and I thought I probably sounded like an insane person. I literally screamed on the top of my lungs about how bullshit everything was as I was walking home. When I was talking about that, when I was talking about my paper getting rejected. But a day later, I had a talk with my boss. We talked for 3 hours. I think he might have been more, not upset, but depressed than I was about it. What? Huh? I skipped the cutscene. Oh, sick. That's awesome. I didn't know you could skip it. But we had a 3-hour conversation about it, and at the end of it, he basically told me, like, be upset, but then come back. It was on a Friday. We had our talk. He was like, go home early, and, like, take the weekend off and reset. But then when you come back on Monday, like, forget about it. And I never truly did. I am still pretty angry about it to this day. But, you know, I grew up out of it. And the one thing I did get is, even though I hated the reviewers, or reviewer 3, he had some genuine criticisms. I'll give him that. Some of them I think were complete bullshit. However, he had some genuine criticisms that were worth taking into account. Same with reviewer 1. Again, reviewer 2 didn't really try. And so I took their criticisms, I ran more experiments, got more data. And then when I submitted to a different journal. They loved it, which was great. I'm very thankful. The 2 reviewers saw my paper, and both of them basically said that with very, very minor changes, it was great. And so the editor accepted it, called a provisional acceptance, provided that I make the small changes. You know, some of the changes I think added nothing to the paper, but regardless, I was very thankful for that experience. Now that I'm older, I'm very thankful to have had that experience. How the hell do you do this? I don't think you could do this. What the hell? Personally, I was in early college program and got kicked out due to failing English. It was my fault for not paying attention in code affecting the world that year. Oh, are you early? You might be earlier or older than me, which is kind of weird to think about. With you saying that, I think you might be older than me. But yeah, I mean, getting humbled is... It's tough, but I think very necessary. How the hell do you do this? It's going so fast. I actually don't know how you do it. No, I'm younger, I'm 20. Oh, you just went to college early then. Or maybe when you're saying COVID affecting the world that year, like how early did you go to college? Oh wow, you might be a genius is what I'm learning. Doesn't help that the camera's not really fucking helping me. Oh goddamn, bro. Lock in, gong gong. Dude, this level might suck. Dude, oh my god. Because I remember when COVID was around when I was in high school. When I started college was the first year that they had in-person classes again. You just had to wear a mask. There we go, perfect. The program was for high schoolers. You get an associate's degree with graduating high school. Oh, yeah. Actually, I do know about that. I told, I don't know who I told that to, but I think it was my brother. I said he should try doing that. He didn't, but, you know. That's his decision, not mine. But, yeah. Yeah. COVID was definitely a experience. I'll say that much. I don't know if I hated it necessarily, but it definitely wasn't great. Mental health really took a deep dive. And I definitely lost what a lot of people would have considered a fundamental high school experience. But, you know, whatever. I've come to terms with it. I'm just glad, this is going to sound really weird. I'm glad something like that happened in high school. Instead of happening in like, oh damn it. I'm glad something like that happened when I was in high school rather than when I was in college or when I was in my adult life. Where things I would argue were more important even if they didn't feel more important. Some of the stuff I did in high school felt more important at the time. Fuck me, dude. But now that I'm older, I realize like high school was not that serious, bro. It just wasn't. It just wasn't that big of a deal. But, you know, can't complain. Hey, come on, or wait, gong gong, gong gong. Gong gong, gong gong. He has like a little tuft of hair on the back of his head that's white, which I think is kind of funny. Or no, it's not white. It's just that it has a reflective texture on it. It kind of is like plastic. Huh. Interesting. Oh, wait. No. Please, Gong Gong, please. There you go. I'm glad Hopin happened to me, to a degree. It put me online and made me more aware of some issues like race and LGBTQ plus issues. I was very naive. Ooh. I, actually think COVID was bad for me in that sense. I became much more... How do I want to describe it? There was definitely a point when I was in high school where I was red pilled, I guess. I think it's because of the environment I was in, but I definitely became, in my head, I was not homophobic or sexist, but I realized at the time, I realize now that's what it was. But like, I definitely became like, you know, the world needs to shut up. There's real problems going on, and there's like this group of people won't shut up, or like women are just insane nowadays. Like, I definitely thought that when I was in COVID in high school. I think college was a very good experience for me in that respect, because when I got to college, I was hit with reality. You know, a lot of people who are maybe a bit too red pill will be like, college makes you liberal or a cuck. But I think what college actually does is it forces you to come to terms with a wide variety of people. And so when you come to terms with that wide variety of people, you either become a better person or a worse person, but you become a different person than where you started. Which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I definitely became weirdly red-pilled when I was in COVID. I'm glad, although I am going to say I'm kind of glad I went through that experience. I mean, honestly, I know you're saying, like, you're glad you didn't go through it. In a way, I'm kind of glad for you that you also didn't go through it. But I think having that negative perception actually helped me in a way. Which is, might sound weird, but I'm glad I was a worse person before and became better over time. Because it's provided me a perspective that I think a lot of people lack. Which is, even for the people that I think don't deserve it, like incels, I have a bit of empathy because I can sort of understand where the mindset originates from, even if it's a gross mindset. And one time I talked about this actually is I met this random girl at college. She was doing a survey for one of her classes, and she was on the sidewalk literally just talking to people. And she was doing a survey about incels, and she was like, oh, do you know anybody who's an incel? And I told her, I was honest, I was like, I used to be an incel. And she was like, what do you mean? And then I spent like a whole hour talking to her, and she became a great friend. At the end of it, like, I was able to like tell her how I felt at the time and like why I was the way I was. And I also told her, I was like, I realized like how that thinking is a mistake, and how I was kind of stuck in like a echo chamber of like hearing not even what I necessarily wanted to hear, but what an algorithm at the time knew hearing would make me the most engaged. Because I also think that's like the weird part. It's like, not everybody who gets into it is looking to be an incel, but like they see a bit of content, they're engaged with it because to some extent it does resonate with them. And then once it engages them, an algorithm goes, oh, this is engaging, I'm going to keep showing you this. And the truth is if you hear a lot of things a lot, or the same thing repeatedly, even if you don't agree with it, you're going to compartmentalize it to some extent. So, but yeah, this is all a weird way of saying I was very glad for that experience, retrospectively. At the moment I realized how bad it was, I realized like it was gross, and I became very depressed because of it, because I felt really bad for how I viewed people. But now I'm very happy. It's also made me a lot more accepting now. Like, because I knew I used to be a worse person, I really do not give a fuck about a lot of people anymore. Like, because I realized, like, dude, I used to be a piece of shit. Like, I can't call this person that much of a piece of shit. Like, this is weirdly personal, but yeah. It is weird to think, I definitely have been an odd person many times in my life. Dude, this camera is driving me insane. The duality of thinking about my past mistakes while also playing a video game that's not designed for modern day cameras. Very interesting duality. But yeah. But, you know, I can't complain. All of these experiences are made me who I am today. And I'm mostly proud of who I am today. So, I'm glad that I was a bad person before. I'm glad that I had been humbled repeatedly. I'm glad that I decided to not drop out of college when I wanted to. You know, there's a lot of things that I'm glad for. So I think all of those experiences made me a better person, a more thoughtful person, and a funnier person. I can make a lot better jokes in a conversation now because I went to college. Oh, fuck me. God damn it. Come on. I'm gonna keep playing this one till the end, and then once I inevitably die, which might be relatively soon, I think I'm gonna start closing out stream. Because I do have, unfortunately, some work I need to get done tonight. But we're not gonna be able to do a full, like, 3-hour stream like we did last time. We're gonna have to be a bit more consistent on the schedule. But either way, it's all good. I have an exam this Thursday, so I need to start front-loading some work ahead of time so I can study for it over the next couple days. But you know how it is. Just the sad reality of being a student. We don't always get what we want. Fuck me. Come on, please. Dude, this level is like actually hard. It's funny because the middle levels were not that bad. Like, because there was beginner, which were beyond easy. Then there was intermediate or advanced, whatever the ones we just did. Those were pretty simple. Like, a couple of them were difficult, but they weren't that bad. These ones are genuinely difficult. Come on, Gong Gong. Like, the monkey's momentum is just so much stronger. And these, like, I feel like I have to just go fast across those. I might be wrong. But, like, the way that Gong Gong moves across them is crazy. Dude, oh my god. I want... Oh, no! Not really a reality of a student. I've never studied for a chess. Just paying in class works for me. It used to work for me until I became a grad student. Once I became a grad student, things became hard enough where I actually had to start studying. But in high school, or sorry, not high school, college, I mean, I'd study for finals, but not for midterms, no. Midterms, I usually would just wing it, and I would usually do fine. Finals, I would study, but not like super hard. I would just study enough to make sure I knew all the material. The only exception to this is quantum mechanics. I studied my ass off for quantum mechanics because there was only 2 exams. There was a singular midterm and a singular final, and out of my 100% grade, those 2 exams accounted for, I believe, 80%. So, okay, you do have to go fast. So I made sure to study my ass off for those exams because I knew, like, fucking up would just destroy me. On the first midterm, I got a 99% and got the highest grade in the class. On the final, I got a 71%, which was average. But that was a hard final. Genuinely the hardest exam I've ever had. Just being completely honest. But, you know, I can't complain too much. Come on. But yeah, I generally find if you pay attention in class, a lot of the time, if you truly understand the course content, I should say, you don't really need to study, just being honest. Alright. I'm gonna exit out of that. There we go. Oh, one thing I did want to show off, chat, was, because I thought it was kind of funny, was, the speedrun. The Celeste speedrun finally got accepted on speedrun.com. I have that open. I do not. Let me pull it up. not only did the run get accepted, but there was kind of a funny message one of the moderators showed. So if I go here, and I go to my account, we can see that our run, the 57-minute one, got accepted. So that's very nice. I'm very thankful for that. This was a week ago, I guess. Now. But yeah, we're 4,786 in the world right now. But one of the moderators sent me a message. Hi, I'm with the Celeste verification team and just wanted to let you know that submitted full VODs for runs is allowed, but should be timestamped to the start of the run itself. Also, I noticed that you were manually splitting at the end of every chapter. Celeste has an auto splitter that you can use to sync live split with the game's in-game timer. As long as you have the in-game timer enabled, your runs will still verifiable, but if you ever wanted to turn the timer off, you would need to have your live split synced properly. Here's a guide if you want to set that up. I think I might have rage baited the moderator a bit by accident. I don't think they were, I mean, this is a very nice message, but I think I probably pissed them off, and that's why they sent it to me, which I thought was very funny. I don't know who this sickly character is, but, you know, they still moderated, so I'm very thankful to them, you know. And hey, top 5,000, baby. I can't complain. My previous time was what? Like top 6,000 or something like that. So, yeah, this song kind of sucks. I'm skipping this. The hell? There we go. That's a much better song. A Celeste song. There you go. But yeah, my Celeste run is finally verified. I went from top 6,000, or sorry, top 7,000 to top 5,000. They just think you're stupid for doing manual splits and not auto splits. I never knew that auto splits were a thing. I always assumed manual splits were how things worked. You can't blame me for being ignorant. No one tells you these things before you start speedrunning. You just have to find them out after a while when someone corrects you. But it is what it is. Might just be what I think. You know, I mean, I don't really care. I just thought it was kind of funny, to be honest. Oh yeah. Alright, we're gonna raid someone. Just, you know, we always end stream with a quick raid. It's just how it is. Oh hey! Wait, am I the only one streaming Monkey Ball? I might, wait, let me go to Twitch real quick. I think I might be the only Monkey Ball streamer at the moment.
Okay.
Yep.
Whatever you want, okay?
Look at this
So,
guy
right,
starting.
right.
What the
Not
fuck
even
am I
generous,
listening
didn't even
to?
offer. It's crazy.
Oh my god, I'm the only Monkey Ball streamer. That's really funny. Need those channels points? Wait, I didn't even know you get channel points for watching a stream 5 times in a row. Well, congrats, I guess. You got more friends. I didn't... Nice! Enjoy it. That's so funny that I'm the only person streaming Monkey Ball. I didn't realize it was that dead of a category. I just thought it would be fun to play Mario Ball. What about Masae streaming Luigi's Mansion? Sure, we can do that. How do I spell that? Masae. E. Alright, cool. I'm gonna raid Masae anyway. Or right now. Alright. Start raid. Well, thanks for tuning in, chat. I appreciate it. I'll probably won't be playing Monkey Ball on Wednesday, or maybe, we'll see. I'll come up with something else probably, but thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
No!